Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's been a long time. It's great to be back. My name is Cole. This is Transparent Indigo. Thank you for joining me for another video. I was recently inspired by a viewer who had a very lovely comment talking about my video having to do with quantum healing hypnosis, past life therapy, and my past life in medieval times. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that because it has been almost 2 years since I've had past life therapy. And my life has changed so much for the better that I just have to share this. So what I see upon reflection is right around the time I decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a hold of this person and I'm going to do QHHT. Everything started to kind of change in my life. It was a lot of shadow work, lots of shadow work, but it's all changing for the better. And the changes coincide with what I asked the universe for years ago. And so that's very interesting to me. And if you haven't seen my other videos about past life, reincarnation type stuff, I talk about my life in medieval times, and it was in the 1200s. And we all have, and by the way, you could call them past lives or you could call them parallel lives because everything's happening right now. But anyway, I think most of us have countless past lives. But for me, this particular life in medieval times kept standing out to the point where I had 3 different psychics bring it up with me when I had not asked about it. And these psychics were completely unrelated. They weren't friends. They were in different parts of the United States. So, it's like I knew something was up. So that's why I did past life therapy. And when I did it, I discovered things about a marriage falling apart, a child passing away very young, a lot of pain that I did not suspect. When I was told by a few different psychics that I was a knight in medieval times, nobody really elaborated on the details of my life. So that's what was so great about past life therapy is when you do quantum healing hypnosis, you can quite often receive a lot of detail. Not always, but for me, I got a lot of detail. I was very happy with it. And I know a lot of people have questions about past life therapy. A lot of people I've noticed, multiple people, are frightened that it's not going to work. And I got to be honest, I myself was a little scared at first that I wasn't going to be able to do it. It was and see, this is how I'm catching myself, like how I beat myself up too much sometimes, is I was automatically just blaming me 2 years ago. Like, I don't know if I can do it. I believe in the therapy, but I don't know if I can do it. Well, I did it. We can all do it. The therapy works. I mean, it's not for everybody, but I feel like if you truly want to do it, you can make it happen. And I will also say that I prepared for it. I prepared for it by doing a lot of meditation work. And that helps because it's helping bring my brain waves from high betas into the alpha state and helping me get into that more calm, relaxed state for hypnosis. So that's just something I want to throw out there if you're thinking about doing it, that preparing for it is very important. Lena Kay, the quantum healing facilitator, is who I worked with. I'll put her link below. She gave the advice of not eating like heavy processed foods a few days before, not going crazy with caffeine or cannabis or any kind of like substance that could hinder your ability to tap in. Now, I don't know. Some people argue that and say that cannabis helps them tap in, and I'm not going to lie. I believe that it's helped me to tap in the past. However, what she was trying to say is just don't cloud your vessel with a bunch of outside stuff. Being as clean as possible spiritually, physically, right before doing it can be very helpful when it comes to you connecting. Okay, so like I was saying, when I went to do it, it was June of 2022. And so much has changed since then. It's amazing. I am so thankful that I went ahead and did it because, like most people, I went back and forth a few times. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of scared. I don't know this. I don't know that. Overthinking it. I'm glad I just went ahead and did it because, yeah, it's just the change is so profound. So much synchronicities. Like the amount of synchronicities are just insane compared to, like, before I'd be like, oh, I saw 333 twice today. And then now it's like, oh, my higher self is like communicating to me in full sentences. Now I am a clairaudient psychic medium and I'm learning how to work with that. That's, but I think that this whole therapy helped me to open that up. And as far as my life in medieval times, it's become very clear to me. And, Lena and I, actually, you don't know because I haven't told you, but Lena Kay and I, we did some more past life therapy since that video. Like, they weren't official sessions. We became friends and we were hanging out on the phone. We live in different parts of the country and she was helping me dig deeper into some of the issues I was having. So thank you for that if you're watching. But as we did that, we come to find, like, truly, the version of me in this life needed help from that version of me in medieval times and vice versa. And I know I've talked about that in the other video, but it just rings so true. And I feel it. Like, sometimes I'll just have flash visions of, like, that version of me, and that it's less about the vision and more about the feeling. Like, I can feel his strength. I can feel his bravery and courage as a knight. And then quite often I'm trying to send him that feminine love from my heart space. Being a transgender male, I have been blessed to, experience more of masculine and feminine energy balance in this lifetime as compared to other lifetimes. So it's easier for me to send that to him. And, like, he needed that because he didn't tap into his feminine energy at all. And I don't know if you didn't watch that video about the details of my past life as a knight, I was very stoic and I wasn't there for my wife when our child died. And she left me because, in my opinion, in this life, she's a badass. Because, I'm sorry to myself and that version of myself, but I think that that's cool that my wife in that life put herself and her heart first. You can't just, like, stop talking to people when you're married to them. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a very nice thing to do. So that version of me, I don't think was tapped into any feminine energy and desperately needed that nurturing for himself. So it's just incredible. It's incredible what we can do on a quantum level. Like, when we go within, we meditate and we set those intentions, we can send love to versions of ourselves in past lives, parallel lives. We can send love to versions of our younger self in this life, our future self. Because of the fact we live in a quantum multiverse, so to say, we can do all this. We're just led to believe that that's crazy, but we can do this, and it's quite beautiful. It's profound. But if you're thinking about doing QHHT, I highly recommend it. You want to make sure that you vibe with the person. So maybe you'd want to reach out to somebody, whether it be the lady that I worked with or whomever. Like, if you've already found somebody and, like, if you're feeling comfortable enough with them, go for it. Lena has free consultations, and that was very helpful because, like, the consultation that her and I had led me to realize that I felt comfortable with her because she spent like an hour on the phone with me prior to the actual event and was very easy to talk to. I felt like I could open up to her. I felt like we had the same goals. So you want to look for somebody that you can connect with like that, because this is such a personal thing. This isn't like, oh, I really want to do QHHT, I'll just do it with whomever. I don't agree with that. I mean, maybe that works for some people, but for me, I think it's very important to have that personal connection as much as possible. Like, you don't have to be their best friend, but, you know, with as much as possible. I just wanted to drop in and say hello. I've been doing more short form content on other platforms, but I love YouTube. This is where I started making videos back in 2017. And oh my goodness, has life changed tremendously. I'm sure it has for you too. If you're anything like me, you've been like 15 different versions of yourself since 2017. So right on. But if you want to hear any more about past life therapy or my experiences being in QHHT, the event itself, then go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know. It's always great to catch up with y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Much love.